be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's up? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So I am back with another video. It has been a few days. I'm having some tuna steaks and also some grilled artichokes, y'all. I've been eating this for the last 3 days because it's just that good. So I don't know how it looks on your end, but trust me, this is so good. Third day eating it. And shout out to Steph because I got the recipe for the artichokes from her. Bomb. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into this food. Also, I have a video coming in a couple of days of, what I eat in a day, and you'll see me make the artichoke. So hold tight. That is coming. All right. So tuna steaks. And I made these perfect, y'all. I don't know if y'all are, I don't hear a lot of talk about tuna steaks like that. So this is how it looks on the inside. I made it perfect, like it's not tough. It's very, like you cook this, you pan sear it for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, you know what I'm saying, to make it perfect. So you could cook it longer than that, but I like mine like this. I like mine pink like that. So it's delicious. I got a butter sauce on the side, y'all. Just a little butter sauce. Simple butter sauce as well. So, that is perfect, y'all. I don't know why I like showing y'all that butter sauce, but I did. Are y'all tuna steak fans? Let me know if y'all like it. Are you scared to try it? Some people said they scared to try it. Now, I don't usually put butter sauce on my tuna steaks like that. I make the butter sauce for the artichokes, but it was so good that I just started using the butter sauce for the tuna steaks too. So, I love these because it has so much protein in it. I think it's like 29 grams. 29 grams per protein steak. So if you're trying to like increase your protein and you want some more options, this is a great option to like add into the rotation. Again, you can cook it longer than that if you don't want it pink on the inside, but to me, when you overcook it and it gets like tough, it's not good to me. So again, shout out to Steph for turning me on to these artichokes because baby, this is good. And it's like you're trying to get the flesh out of it. It's so good. Bomb. So you put like you like boil them first. Then you put like a sauce or whatever on top. And do like a butter olive oil sauce. With like garlic, lemon, seasonings and stuff. Get it everywhere. Get it in all the leaves and all the little, nooks and crannies. Get it in there, put it on the grill. This is a great vegetable to add to the rotation. I only cooked 4 of them. And I bought 8 at the store, so I got 4 more. So as soon as I'm done with these, I think I have 1 more in the refrigerator. Once I'm done, I'm gonna make the rest of them. I love grilling vegetables. I love when they have a char on them. That's my favorite. Making all this noise. So what's up, y'all? How the week going? How y'all feeling? I think this video is gonna come out like on a Thursday, so most of the week is, it's almost the weekend. So how the week been? I've had such a good week. So good. A really good week. Just, you know, been, you know, spending time with myself, just working. I've been working a lot. Spent a lot of time with my friend Ashley. Shout out to Ashley. Been working a lot together, holding each other accountable, you know, sharing our projects and ideas and our progress and stuff. So that's been dope, like really being in a deeply creative space, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're a creative person, I'm pretty sure you've experienced what it's like to go through dry spells when you just, you know, you have just a block, you know what I'm saying? You can't really get stuff done. So now that things are just like flowing right now, like it feels good. You know what I'm saying? To get all kind of stuff done. I've been slacking. I have a couple of vlogs I meant to drop. Just I didn't edit them. So they'll be coming right after, like the next video for sure. After this mukbang is going to be a vlog for sure. This is too good. This just feel like, so this feels like a treat. It does. Like, this is just so good, y'all. Like, I promise. I'm telling you, 3 days. I bet you the same thing. And I'm mad. It's over. I'm done. I'm probably not gonna eat this tuna steak. I put it up here just to, you know, make it look full. So I'll probably be able to eat this one more time because I got one more artichoke in the refrigerator. And then it's really gonna be over, y'all, which I'm gonna be sad about. I'm always wasting something. So y'all, I'm gonna get into story time in a second. So yes, doing a story time. I know it's been a minute, but I was thinking about something I want to ask y'all. It's about like relationships and love. So when you're with someone, and maybe you've been in a relationship where out the gate y'all are in love, and you know y'all say it out the gate, right? It's mutual. So I'm curious, what kind of person are you when it comes to saying I love you? Like, are you the kind of person to express yourself no matter what? Or do you want to wait on the person to say it to you first? What are, you know, how are you when you're in love? When it comes down to love? I think I definitely used to be someone that wanted to hear it first. But now it hasn't been like that. And I remember the first time I ever told somebody I love you before they said it to me. I felt like we were moving in a good direction. The feelings, you know, were mutual. I wasn't sure if she loved me or not, or was in love. And at this point, we probably were together like maybe 4 or 5 months in this particular situation when I was the first one, you know, saying I love you or whatever. And I had slept on it, thought about it, you know, whatever. And then when I said it, I was nervous. I was definitely nervous. And I remember her telling me, she was just like, you know, she was like, you know, I'm not in love with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in love with you just yet, but I can't wait, you know, till I get to that point when I feel the same way, you know. And just, y'all know, I think she used a good choice of words, and it was really sweet and all that kind of stuff. And I've also been on the other side of it too, where in the relationship, we both were in love out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So neither one of us had to build up the courage to say it. We were on the same page. So I've experienced that as well. But I know I can understand the rejection, the thoughts that come into, you know, why people don't say it and they want to hear it first. Like, I totally get it. Because like, once you say I love you first and the other person hasn't said it, I think that we start to think like, okay, so am I in deeper? Do I care more? Am I giving more? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was thinking about that, and just all the nerves and the stuff that comes along with it, you know. I've also heard stories of people saying I love you first, and you know, the person like breaking up with them, you know what I mean? Like, it was too much for them. Because I guess once love is on the table, you feel like things got to be done different. Like, even if it's not mutual, I guess people, you know, feel like there's greater expectations in return. I don't know, but y'all tell me though. Tell me y'all love stories. Tell me, you know, are you the kind of person that is okay with expressing yourself? You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Or do you want to hear I love you first? Do you want to hear it first? All right, y'all, I'm about to get ready to get into this story time. Y'all, this is too good. Steph done changed my life. Again, you know, Steph done changed my life before, and you done did it again, Steph. I don't want that part. All right, y'all. Let me clean up real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so before we get into story time, a couple of things. So if you're watching for the first time, this is a fiction story that I created. I used my imagination, just put some things together. And this was actually inspired by something that I experienced. So stick around after the story is done so I can tell you what made me come up with this. All right, so the next thing is please be sure to watch the ads. That applies to me and any other creator here on YouTube. And the last thing is share. Just share the video, you know, share it out if you're entertained, if you enjoyed it. It means the world to me. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so today's story time is about Danae Campbell. She's like in her late 30s, early 40s, doesn't have children, never wanted children, and she is going through a divorce. And her divorce has gotten messy. So she's married to Orlando. They've been married for about 10 years, you know, high school sweethearts. They've been together for a good portion of their life, and things are, you know, they've become just different people, you know, and they just can't figure it out. You know, they can't get back on the same page. They've tried, they went to therapy, and, you know, once that didn't work out, things just got messy. They started just saying all kind of shit to each other. You know, the gloves came off, and, you know, Orlando really was the one who started it, and he's like, you know, been the worst out of the two. And he's making it very clear, like, as they're going through the, you know, their divorce proceedings, just saying, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, you're not the person that I married. Like, besides the fact you've changed, you know, on the inside and how you think and all that kind of stuff, you've also changed on the outside. Like, I'm not attracted to you. Let yourself go. You know, like, you gained all this weight. Like, I mean, it would make sense, you know, for you to be this big if we had kids, but I don't know what it is, but, like, you know, I deserve better. And, you know, I want to be a single man that I can, you know, I'm still young. Like, I can still go out and get me somebody who takes care of themselves. Like, he is going in on her, you know. And just imagine, like, somebody thinking these thoughts about you over the course of your marriage, you know. And if somebody is just thinking those things and feeling like that towards you, just think about the ways that affects the marriage and their interest and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you even giving your all as far as anything goes? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can, but anyway, so, you know, this is really heartbreaking for Danae. You know, this is the man that she's been with since high school, you know, her 20s, her 30s. Like, she feels like she's given him like some of the best years of her life. And for him to, you know, say this kind of shit to her, like, really messes up on the inside. Like, she starts to feel really bad about herself, beating herself up, you know, looking at herself and just thinking like, damn, when did I let myself go? You know, when did I let myself go? When did it happen? Like, was it when my mom passed away? You know, was it when this was going on? She starts, you know, reflecting on her life, and she starts just really beating herself up. You know what I'm saying? So the divorce is finalized. They go their separate ways, and, you know, she's just trying to get herself together, you know, and it's hard, you know. And her best friend Tina is around, and Tina has been her ride or die for a long time. They're also friends from high school, and, you know, Tina's just been there the entire time, like, being supportive, you know, coming over, cooking, you know, cleaning her house up, you know, everything, whatever she needs done, Tina is around and has been around and is going to be around, you know. And she's just grateful that she has somebody like that in her corner, because she never saw her and Orlando getting divorced. Like, she saw them being together forever, you know, because that's just how it's been. You know, you go through your 20s, your 30s, and you just think that you have it figured out. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to spend the rest of your life together. So, you know, this is really hard for her. You know, she takes some time off work, and, you know, she's just trying to get herself together in terms of, like, not letting her house go. You know how it is, because when you're in a place where you are depressed or just dealing with something very dark and tragic, you know, you may not be taking care of yourself. You know, you may not be showering and eating, and you may not be taking care of your house either, right? So Tina, like I said, is over there just holding things down, making sure that Danae is good, making sure that her house is okay, making sure that her bills are getting paid, like everything, really giving her best friend a chance to mourn and process and get used to this brand new life, and everybody, I wish all of us had a Tina, that somebody could step up like that and look out for you, because life is gonna life, things are gonna happen. So anyway, months go by, and Danae gets herself together, gets back in a good place. And she's gone to therapy, spending time with her friends, her going to see her family and everything just really helped out, right? So she's back into the swing of things, not necessarily that she wants to date, but just really wants to get to know herself, because she starts to, as she's reflecting and overcoming and recovering, she realizes how much of herself belonged to that relationship. She lost herself a long time ago. Not sure when she lost herself, but she definitely lost herself, and it was just time to get back to her. And she looked at herself in the mirror, and she was just like, I'm not about to fuck everything that Orlando had to say about me. Like, fuck that, fuck him. I want to get back in the gym for me. I used to love the gym, and then I stopped and work and this and that, and she's just like, I want to get back to me. I want to get back to myself for me, so she starts going to the gym. She wants to, and this is a revenge body. Revenge, not even for Orlando, revenge because she wants the body she used to have, and for whatever reason, she let it go. Different things that had to do with the marriage and outside factors, whatever that was. She wants a body back that, now she may not be able to get the body back that she had when she was 25, 30, but she's like, I want to get my shit together. So she starts going to the gym, and she also sees this as a good way to release energy and get her aggression out and stuff like that. Now the gym is cool, but she wants more. So she's like telling Tina, like, I want to do boxing. And so Tina was like, hey, I've been thinking about boxing too. So they start looking around at different places, and Danae is looking on, Google, she's looking at Yelp, and she starts looking at hashtags on Instagram, and she ends up finding this guy. She finds this guy's page. It looks like he's kind of like, in their area, in their city, shouldn't be too far. The city is not that big. And, he has, group sessions. She's like, perfect. She sees mostly women. She's like, perfect. So she, sends him a message, and, this guy named Rico responds back and is like, yeah, like, I got some slots open. I would love for you to come. It is group sessions. They're small, usually no more than like 5 or 6 people. And we do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you're down, we can start this coming Monday. And so she's like, yeah, it's gonna be me and my best friend. Is there room for her? And he's like, yes, that's perfect. So, she goes back and tells Tina. Tina's like, yes, I'm excited. Let's do it. Whatever. Right. So now let's fast forward to Monday. The weekend has gone by. Tina and Danae been eating all kind of shit, drinking all kind of shit, but they want to turn over a brand new leaf on Monday, start fresh with, eating better, drinking more water. They're going to bed early on Sunday. Like, they're really trying to implement a lifestyle change. And, so they got all their, unhealthy things out of their system, starting fresh on Monday. And also they're going to be going to that boxing session, right? So around this time too, Danae's car is in the shop. So she doesn't have her car, but Tina, doesn't live far. They work in the same vicinity. So Tina, they has been picking her up, and they've been commuting back and forth from like work and stuff, right? So Tina's like, all right, cool. So what time you getting off work? She was like, I'm getting off at 5. She was like, the session starts at 6. So Tina's telling her, I'll be at your job to make sure, we get there on time. So as they're driving to the session, Tina is kind of like checked out, right? She's kind of looking out of the window. She's not being as responsive. And, Danae is like, what's up? What's up? Like, what's going on? She's like, I think I'm gonna pass on boxing. And she was like, what? She was like, I thought we was doing this together. Like, you was all excited. Like, we changed our eating habits. Like, how you gonna quit the first day? She was just like, I don't think I want to do boxing. Like, I mean, it sounds cool, but I think I'm just good going to the gym. And so she was like, I thought we was gonna do this together. She was like, we are. She was just like, I'm not gonna do boxing, but we can go to the gym together. And so she was like, whatever. So just drop me off, and I'll let you know, when my session is over. She was like, yeah, just shoot me a text, and I'll be on the way to pick you up. So she goes into the session. She sees a couple of women, and, everybody is, kind of like in a circle area. And, Danae walks up and asks, like, is this the group session? They're like, yeah, they're friendly or whatever. And they're kind of waiting. And so the session was supposed to start at 6, and now it's like 6:05. And so, she's just kind of looking around, being patient. Everybody's starting to look around. Now it's 6:10. And then a woman walks into the gym, and, the woman walks in, and she's, she walks up to him, and she's like, hey guys, my name is Taryn, and I'm sorry, Rico double booked himself. Like, I'm sorry that I'm late, and I'm going to lead the session. Are you guys okay with that? And the women are like, yeah, like, we just want to get our session. So, Taryn, gets everything situated, and she gets, starts running these different drills and stuff like that. And she ends up really, organizing a really great workout. So for it to be Danae's first workout, she's like, I'm impressed. Like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know what Rico would have had us doing, but that was great. So fast forward, Wednesday rolls around and, Rico is still not there, right? And so, same thing, they get situated, they go through drills, they do all these different things, they're working on their whole body, you know what I'm saying? Like doing all kind of stuff, right? And, Danae is really enjoying herself. So Thursday comes and goes, and now it's Friday. So this is the, third workout session for the week, right? So, Tina picks Danae up from work, drops her off at the gym. She's like, same on same. Let me know when you're ready and I will pick you up. They've had a great system. Tina shows up when she's supposed to. She does her part. So, Danae goes in the gym, changes her clothes, and, she's getting situated. And now she's kind of like in the gym area and she's looking for the group of women. She doesn't see them. But then she sees Taryn, and Taryn is like, hey, everybody that was, like the three other women, they decided to, I guess, cancel. So the women that were also, in the sessions, they're all friends and they didn't make it to the session. So she was like, do you want to do one-on-one? Are you comfortable with that? And so, Danae is like, yeah, like I'm gonna get more attention. I can get in more work. Like I can get a really great workout. She's like, yeah, like I'm good with that. So they have a one-on-one session and Taryn kicks Danae's ass, right? So they work out for like an hour, 10 minutes, right? So they look up and all this time has gone by and, Danae was like, damn, like, thank you. Like she is drenched in sweat. So she was like, that was a great workout. I guess it worked out the way that it was supposed to with them not being here. And, so she was like, is Rico, ever going to come back or what? She was like, I hope so next week. She was like I said, he, I don't know, just double booked himself and he had something else he had to take care of. And, I'm just glad that I've been able to kind of fill in. So, Danae goes off and to change her clothes and get her stuff. And she's looking for her phone and she cannot find her phone. And she's looking everywhere, looking in the locker, looking in the stove cubby hole, thinking of like, did I have my phone? Like, I'm sure I didn't leave it at work. Like, I think I had it, and she wasn't really on her phone, as they were on their way to the gym, her and Tina, but she's like, I'm pretty sure I had my phone. Like, I think I saw it, when I got here. Like, I know I'm not tripping. And so like, Taryn is like, I'm sorry, you can use my phone. And she was like, yeah, I could use your phone, but I don't know my best friend's number. I don't know Tina's number to come and get me. Like, damn. And so, Taryn is like, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, but I could take you home. And, Danae is like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, like, and she's like, I live like 15 minutes from here. She's like, no big deal. I mean, if you live in town, it's no big deal. And so she's like, okay. So they have this awkward ride, 15 minutes, to Danae's house. And it's just awkward because, like, I mean, besides, Taryn training her, they're not friends. She doesn't know much about her. They haven't really had a whole lot of small talk. And, Danae is trying to, like, navigate the conversation, ask little things here and there. But Taryn seems to be like a very like quiet person, or maybe it just takes her time to really warm up to people, when they're talking in a more intimate setting. So they pull up to the house and the first thing Danae does is reach in her wallet. She's trying to give Taryn money. And Taryn is like, no, like I'm not about to take your money. This is not that big of a deal. I don't live that far. Like it's no. Like I'm sure you would do the same thing for me if I was in your situation. It's no big deal. And so, Danae is just really thankful and grateful. And she's like, thank you. Like, I'm like, thank you so much. She was like, you are welcome. And she was like, I think Rico will be back next week, hosting the classes and stuff. But whether he's there or not, I'll see you around the gym. I'm always in there, instructing, working out, whatever. I'll see you. So, Danae is like, all right, I'll see you next week. So as she's getting out of the car, Taryn is like, okay, look, I won't take your money, but I do need to use the restroom. And so Danae is like, yeah, of course, come in. So, they get inside the house. She, shows her where the restroom is. She turns on the porch light. A couple of minutes later, Danae, comes back and, she's watching her go to her car. They say goodnight. And, she sees her open her door, sees her climb into the driver's seat, sees her close the door, doesn't watch her drive off, but sees her get in the car. You know what I'm saying? And so she closes the door and, locks it and goes about her business, like getting herself settled and together, getting ready to shower. And like maybe 30 seconds to a minute later, there's a knock at the door. And she's like, okay, like, who could this be? She's like, this must be, got to be Taryn. Maybe she forgot something. So she looks out of the peephole and it's Taryn. And so she opens the door and, immediately Taryn looks shook. And she's like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Did you forget something? And before Taryn can respond, like off from the side, there's like a gun suddenly pressed up on the side of her head. Now, Danae can't see the person who's holding the gun, but now she's shook and she's looking like, what the fuck is going on? Taryn is not saying anything, but her face, like, her lips are trembling. So now we see the person that's holding the gun, they've moved into the frame, right? And now they speak and we know that it's a man. So he removes the gun from the side of her head and puts it in her back. And he was like, go in the house. And so he pushes her into the house. And at this point, Danae backs up and, she has her hands up and she's scared and she's terrified. And she's just shook. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and of course she wants to scream. He's like, don't do that. Don't do that. He was like, because I have no problem using this, all right? He was like, take this. He hands her a bag. She grabs it. He was like, fill that shit up with everything. I want everything in there. I want all of that shit. Anything you got. I want that watch. I want all of that. Takes off her watch, takes off her jewelry, her necklace, her ring. She goes to her room, gets her designer bags, designer clothes, like everything, art. She just grabbing all kind of stuff, just stuffing everything inside of this bag. And so he's kind of glancing around the house, making sure that he hasn't missed anything or whatever. And then, he gets that bag and he takes off, gets out of the front door and just take off running, right? And so at this point, they're looking at each other, fucking terrified, trying to come down from this moment, like don't know what to say, don't know what to do, on the verge of tears, and that could have went left. Like, what? Like, has he been watching my house? Like, what is going on, right? So eventually Danae, she gets her shit together because she's just stuck for a minute. She grabs her house phone and, she calls 911. The police come out and, ask them both, their account of what happened, what took place, what do they remember, what did he smell like, how tall was he, what did his voice sound like, did you think he had a beard, like everything, asking all these details about the, the perpetrator. And so they go through all of that, and, Danae is just shook. And the police, that they can see how terrified she is. They're like, you know what, we're going to leave an officer here tonight because, she keeps on saying over and over again, like, what if he comes back? And I'm going to be here by myself. Like, what if he comes back? And so they're like, ma'am, like, we're going to do everything that we can in our power to find this man. But in the meantime, we will leave an officer here. And so that gives her some peace, right? And, Taryn is just like, what the fuck? Like, what? And she, Danae asks her, like, do you want to stay tonight? And she's like, no, like, I think I'll be okay. But like, she's just like, you know what? I'm done with that gym. She was like, for the last 5 or 6 weeks, it's just like been all kind of shit happening. Like, I'm done. I'm not going back. I just feel like it's just like bad juju, like something bad or something is following, like a dark cloud. She's like, all these things have been happening, just shit that's been happening, like with people that I've met at the gym, things happen afterwards or during the gym while we're working out during sessions. And she was just like, I'm good. Like, I'm never fucking stepping foot back in that place again. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was the last straw. And, Taryn is like, all right, it was a pleasure meeting you. And I hate that this happened. I'm sorry. And just have a good night. Like, take care of yourself. Like, be safe, And, she watches Taryn get in her car and leave. And as she pulls off, she's just freaked out. She calls Tina and tells her what happened, and, Tina's like, I'm on my way over. Like, I can't believe what the fuck is going on. And, she's just like shook. Like, she's just shook. And she looks out of her window, just checking in to make sure if the police officer is there, and he is. And that, that gives her peace, and Tina being there makes her feel comfortable too. And, Tina was just like, I thought you just got another ride. Like, I thought you got a different ride. I hadn't heard from you. I text you, didn't respond. And, I was going to give you a little while before I came over. And now I feel like shit as your best friend. I should have just, come to the house to see if you were here. Like, I didn't even think to just look for you. Like, I thought that you just got a different ride or you called an Uber. Like, I don't know. And she, Danae's like, look, that's neither here nor there. Like, you've been there for me through all of this stuff. You're here for me now. Like, don't worry about that. Like, I know you would have looked for me eventually or whatever. And just all of this shit, y'all, just all of these feelings, you know what I'm saying? And then we go back to Taryn. Taryn is just driving in silence, and her pupils are just dilated and her eyes are just like bulging, and she's just driving. And then, she gets to her house, and normally when she gets home, like a lot of people, she just sits in her car. You know what I'm saying? She sits in the car just to decompress for a minute, to think, just to be there for a minute, listen to a song or whatever. But after experiencing what she experienced, she jumps out of the car immediately, rushes in the house, closes the door behind her. And, she sees her boyfriend sitting on the couch, and she goes in and sits down right next to him. And, she's just like, so how do we do? What do we get? I know we got some good shit. I know we came up tonight. She had a lot of shit. I saw a lot of designer bags. What did we get? So she sits down next to Rico. So all of this was a plot. It was a scheme the whole time. So what it is that, Rico is a trainer at the gym, and so is Taryn, but they put themselves in a position where they plot on people. You know what I'm saying? He has an Instagram account set up. It doesn't have like a website. In like the bio area, there's no website. It's just like DM for rates and availability. So he's exchanging these private messages back and forth. Who knows? Like, it's probably stock photos all on the page, showing people boxing and shit like that. Maybe it is some actual real clients, but it may be stock photos too. But it really is just like this bare bone kind of page, and you're just trusting and hoping that, this person, that you're exchanging messages back and forth with is legit. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and fill in the details of this story. So I feel like Danae was a pretty easy target. They saw her getting dropped off and picked up. That happened on Monday, Wednesday. So it was more than likely she would get, dropped off, picked up on Friday, right? So they made sure they got her cell phone, so she couldn't find her cell phone. So Taryn positioned herself, to be able to say, hey, like, you want to use my phone? I could give you a ride home. And the icing on the cake is just that Rico was in the trunk. He was in the trunk, had his gloves, his gun, had his ski mask ready to go, So when Taryn hopped out of the car to go to the restroom, all she did was, just hit her button on her clicker, open the trunk. And then by the time they went into the house, he hopped out the trunk, positioned himself on the side of the house to set everything up so they can do this, robbery or whatever. So, and that's what they've been doing. Maybe not this particular setup, but like I said, they just check the women out, the people that come in, see what they got going on. Who are they with? Are they coming alone? Are they coming with a friend? And they just plot accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And what I will say is that this story has a couple of lessons. Number one, memorize like 3 to 5 telephone numbers, right? So in this situation, had she known her best friend's telephone number, she would have just waited at the gym and got picked up, right? But she didn't know nobody's number. So she took, she took the offer for a ride home, right? That changed everything and allowed this plan to work, right? So know people's numbers, y'all. I would say know at least 3 to 5 telephone numbers. I know that we rely on our cell phones and, our contact and our cell phone to be able to call people, but you never know what might happen and where you got to actually call somebody and dial their number. All right. So work on that, y'all. 3 to 5 numbers. The second thing is, I feel like that when a woman is involved, we let our guard down a little bit. Like, Danae felt like that Taryn was unassuming because she was a woman. She felt probably safe that nothing would happen. I never wanted to come off that like women, can't be out here plotting and doing some shit that's shady, because yes, women are involved in shit too. So y'all just be careful. Just be careful. And and the reason why I thought of this story, y'all, is because I wanted to box. And so I had found this guy on Instagram, and I don't know, like something about him just felt shady. Something about him felt shady as we were like exchanging messages. And my mind just went to like, yo, like, what if he tried to kidnap me? What if this is a setup? What if, he's giving me an address to a big ass empty building and I walk in and anything could happen? Like, my mind just started traveling to all of these places, and y'all, I just blocked him. I was like, Blake, you about to get my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to fall for that shit. I don't know, just something about the energy of his messages. And I just follow my intuition. Like, nah, I'm good. So even with that, y'all, when you find people on Instagram, do your due diligence. Like, look around, ask questions, look for reviews, that are verified. Like, look for all of that stuff. Just be safe is the bottom line, y'all. Okay. So be safe. So I hope you enjoyed the story time. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I appreciate y'all watching. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself, y'all. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, they know I'm hot.